no matter what happens to us, we get to choose the reaction and the response. And our attitudes are conditioned responses, and we can recondition the responses and become more aware of our attitudes and our feelings towards something, therefore changing our behaviors and our lives by knowing our attitudes. Having an attitude of gratitude, being grateful for so many things. We can practice gratitude, such as being grateful for our families, a roof over our head, clean water to drink, food to eat, clothes, and the roof over our head, vehicles, transportation, living where we live. Have so many things. Look for the good, be a good finder, and you shall find the good if you look for it. Find the bad for the bad, find bad if you look for bad as well. So look for the good and have an attitude of kindness, an attitude of generosity, an attitude of consideration, and continue to just focus on doing the best you can do. And when you have this attitude of goodness, kindness, generosity, just the way you view the world, how you have different vantage points and experiences. Basically, we're made up of the sum total of our experiences and how we view them. We all have different vantage points. We all have different ebbs and flows, yet we are not the first that have felt whatever we're feeling or going through. People have felt and gone through exactly what we are going through, what we have gone through, and they have achieved and overcome and gone through whatever pain, suffering, whatever joy, triumph, and we are not alone in that aspect. So having an attitude that brings us upward and wayward toward our goals and our dreams, instead of living in a downward cycle that seeks to kill and destroy because of our attitudes and our behaviors. Kind of like being nonchalant or saying that something doesn't matter and just doing whatever we want. Say someone with, say, YOLO, you only live once attitude, or thinking that our bodies are gonna last forever, or we are infinite and immortal, when in truth we're finite and we are mortal. So take care of yourself and have an attitude toward health being a way of life, a way to produce a peak mental state, a way to generate a calm, cool, more patient you toward your family, your friends, just your spouse, your kids, your neighbors, people at your work, your boss, or if your boss, you're the employees, if you're the entrepreneur, or just you can focus and be that best version of yourself and just remain in a state of looking for the best in others and helping to empower them to become the best version of themselves, so 20% of their output can generate 80% of the good in your business or in their lives. So just the principle of Pareto, the 20% input creates 80% of the output. So focus on doing good and focus on really looking at your attitudes, looking at your beliefs, and the way you see something and the way you view everything around you will determine how you go about the day and go about your life. So continue to strive to be your best, to do your best, to give more of yourself and live the life you truly desire today, and by having a positive mental attitude, filling your head with positive thoughts, surrounding yourself with positive people, positive music, positive inspiring messages. There's so much good you can put into your head. And remember the PIPO and the GIGO. PIPO, positive in, positive out. GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. Just focus on putting in the positive. Develop assets, get rid of liabilities. You put in positive words, and you give positive words. You tell people sincere, genuine compliments, and say you can do you'll succeed at anything you strive to do. Or I love your shoes, or I love your smile. Just being genuine and sincere about it. Just do more good and say more kind things to others, and just have that attitude of looking for the best in others and being that good finder. I know Joyce Myers, she told of a story where a woman woke up with 3 hairs on her head, and she said, "Thank God I get to braid my hair today." The next day she woke up and she had 2 hairs on her head, and she said, "Thank God I get to part my hair down the middle today." And on the 3rd day she only had 1 hair on her head, and she said, "Thank God I get to wear my hair in a ponytail today." The last day she didn't have any hairs left on her head, and she said, "Thank God I don't have to do my hair today." So just have an attitude. Just look on the upside, look on the positive side, and live in light, live in truth. Just live with a positive mental attitude, and it can change your life. It truly can. And be aware of what you think. You can accept or reject any thoughts that come in your head. Be aware of what you're putting in your head. Therefore, you can develop the assets, the positive thoughts, the positive talk, the positive actions and execution, most importantly as well. But it's all congruence, it's all synergy, producing this more powerful, potent effect when everything is working in harmony together. So continue to produce these assets and minimize and eradicate liabilities. And by generating and producing more assets into our lives with the positive thinking, the positive people we associate with, then the liabilities tend to just go away. It's more of an indirect eradication, and we fill ourselves up with so much good, and what we're thinking about. A man is what he thinks about all the time, and man or woman. So just focus on having that positive mental attitude, filling yourself up with positive thoughts, and hanging around with the good people and the good movies, the good music, and it'll change your life forever. And it'll change your business, it'll change your family dynamics, it will help. We're all in a constant state of change, so why not change and grow in a positive upward manner instead of a downward cycle of going into desperation or despair? Why not live in abundance, overflowing, have your cup overflowing with positivity, with goodness and greatness? That's a good way to live. That's a great way to live. Let your greatness out and live abundantly. Just having that mindset, and fill your soul with goodness. Just be kind to others. Look for the best in others, and there's opportunities, and look at everything as an opportunity and a privilege to grow. No matter the circumstance, there's always a silver lining. Just look for the good and the bad, and you'll find it. And just go out into the world and live today. Thank you for listening. Until next time, friends, be strong and live free on this side of Abel.